2, verse 1. All praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Warakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect throughout the four corners of this whole entire earth, no matter where, whom they may be, or what they may look like. To the rest of the church of believers as well, including you women, to the dead in Yahweh Shai also, and the water to Yahweh Shai, because without him enduring and going to that cross for the nation of Israel, none of this would even be possible.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 2, verse 1. I said in mine heart, go to now, I will prove thee with mirth. Therefore enjoy pleasure, and behold, this also is vanity.
So this is Solomon. Solomon had rulership and authority. King David, he had to go to war. He had to commit a lot of bloodshed and righteousness for his son to sit on that throne and have peace. So seeing that he had success, he had the whole world basically in his hands. He didn't have to worry about nothing. In his mind, because he was wise, he knew it was all vanity. Go ahead.
I said of laughter, it is mad, and of mirth, what doeth it?
So you can have times you might watch a stand-up comedy. You might laugh when you're around brothers. You might laugh when you're around your woman. You might have one of them sense of humors. You might make yourself laugh from time to time, whatever. But at the end of it all, you jump back to reality and know that, okay, although I'm laughing, what good is it knowing that we all gotta die? What good is it knowing that, okay, if I have the riches and everything now, when I go, when I leave this world, what's gonna be said to those who's given to after me? Okay, go ahead.
I sought in mine heart to give myself unto one, yet acquainting mine heart with wisdom, and to lay hold on folly, till I might see what was that was good for the sons of men, which they should under the heaven all the days of their life.
So Solomon, he acquainted his mind with wisdom. He would drink. And the scriptures tell you how wine gladdens your heart. So brothers drink. And then some brothers, they like to go into the stronger drinks, which is what the scriptures call drinks like vodka. You might like E&J or Crown Royal, whatever your drink of choice. But when it comes to hard drinks in the scriptures, those are known as Satan just took it out of my head. I did strong drinks. It's known as strong drink, and it said give strong drink to those who basically who are of heavy mind and ready to die, as in saying we catch hell. So brothers drink to take the edge off. So here is a man, he had the throne. You know, he had gold, silver at abundance. In fact, Solomon was so decked out that his servants, people would mistake his servants as Solomon because he had his servants decked out too, which symbolizes the elect, okay, under Yahweh Shai, all right? So although brothers may drink, brothers really put our mind in wisdom, and the scriptures tell you, hold that. Go to Ecclesiastes 1, jump back one chapter and go to 18.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, verse 18. For in much wisdom is much grief.
So the more wiser you become, the more grievous this life is going to become to you. You might come into this truth when you're young, have, you know, black hairs on your face still. All of a sudden, as you grow through this truth, your hair turning gray, you're going through stress, all right? Because as you grow, you're gonna realize everything around you is pretty much bullshit, man. This ain't living. And when you become a man who's been pulled out the world and you have your right mind, it's very grievous to live in a society where everything is out of order. It drives you nuts if you don't consider at the end of the day, the Lord's behind it. And those who oppose it, those who are wicked and just do retarded things, the Lord is actually controlling them. Don't let them, you know what I'm saying, get you to the point where you pulling your hair out, but you are going to face grief the more you grow in this wisdom, okay? And Solomon, being a man of wisdom, he still saw everything as folly. It was like vapor, it didn't matter. He had everything, man, okay? He was, in fact, I think they said a man by the name of Methuselah was the richest man. That's not true. The richest man would have been Solomon. All right, go ahead.
For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increases knowledge increases sorrow.
Keep going. Oh, yeah, okay. Jump back to 2.
And
Start at 2.
Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 2, verse 2.
3, sorry.
Verse 3. I sought in mine heart to give myself unto wine, yet acquainting my heart with wisdom, and to lay hold of folly, till I might see.
Now, Solomon had the ability to lay hold on folly, as in, he had everything at his reach. If he wanted it, he could have had it. Whatever woman that he wanted, if she was available, he could have had her. If he wanted to have a nice banging palace over here or over there, he could have had it. If he wanted a certain amount of men, a group or innumerable amount of men to go to war for him, he could have that. If he wanted to just sit on his ass and have men carry him, he could do that, and so forth. He had it all. But in his mind, he knew, man, all this is folly. A lot of celebrities even fall into that spirit of having the whole world, and they still feel like in their mind there's something missing. They feel alone. This coronavirus has even shown some of these celebrities that although I have all this success, it's kind of sad to sit at my house all alone. I don't have a woman, or I might have a woman, but we don't really talk to each other. We don't even know each other like we thought we did. I have all this money and this success, but who can I really trust? All this doesn't really mean nothing, and then once you have the money to buy all these things, you get bored. It's like, okay, what am I going to do with my money now? I did this, I did that. What can I spend money on now? You end up realizing at the end of the day, money can't buy happiness. It cannot buy happiness. And Solomon, he was in that spirit of knowing, although I have the world at my fingertips, all of its folly, man. Go ahead.
I sought in mine heart to give myself unto wine, yet acquainting my heart with wisdom, and to lay hold on folly, till I might see what was that good for the sons of men, which they should do under the heaven all the days of their life.
Go ahead.
I made me great works, I builded me houses, I planted my vineyards. I made me gardens and orchards, and I planted trees, and them of all kind of fruit. I made me pools of water, to water therewith the wood that bringeth forth trees. I got me servants and maidens that made Salaki. I got me servants and maidens, and had servants born in my house. Also I had great possessions of great and small cattle.
Man, you gotta imagine, his palace was so big, he had servants born in his house. You had to have a lot of room to have your servants just say, you know what, we're just gonna have our servants born here, man. We ain't even gonna take them nowhere else. This place is big enough, we're gonna have it all here.
Yep.
Okay? Go ahead.
Great possessions of great and small cattle, above all that were in Jerusalem before me.
And cattle today, livestock, we lost that. See, back in the early days, the earlier days, when you go back to like the 1800s, believe it or not, we actually were more involved in livestock. We had more involvement in cattle and in farming. We lost all that today. A lot of Jake, they scared to even be around bees and ants and beetles and stuff, man. Jake see a spider, they pull up their pants and run away because, you know, just like the scriptures say with Jacob was a plain man who dwelt in tents. He wasn't outside in the field like Esau. But nevertheless, our people, we were cultivators, okay? We did plant crops. We were involved in cattle. And that's symbolic to riches today, man. Real riches is based off of gold, silver, cattle, livestock, man. Riches isn't based off of Federal Reserve notes, which is paper money that's not backed by anything. Okay, it's nothing more than a VIP pass.
True.
Okay, and I've said this before. If you go to a strip club and you have a VIP pass, that VIP pass is only good in that strip club. Once you leave that strip club, that VIP pass is invalid anywhere else. So the Federal Reserve note is only good here in America. Outside of America, it's no good. It's just paper. But Solomon had real riches. Okay, he had service. He had everything at his fingertips. This is a man of wisdom. Okay? Go ahead.
I gathered me also silver and gold, and the peculiar treasure of kings and of the provinces.
Solomon was so rich. Did you know he used to take shreds of gold and sprinkle them in his braids? Go ahead.
I got me men singers and women singers, and the delights of the
Imagine
sons.
having a house, you got people performing for you, man. You might want music, and the scriptures talk about wine and music. The scriptures also talk about how it's rude to be talking over a good song. If there's a good song playing and you got somebody blabbermouthing, it's like, man, shut the fuck up, man. I'm trying to hear the song. Because good music, that's good for the soul.
Yup.
So Solomon had good music. He had everything, man. He was in Jay. Esau don't think like that. Esau ain't thinking about silver and gold and flossing like that. Esau corny with his riches, man. Go ahead.
I got me men singers and women singers, and the delights of the sons of men as musical instruments, and that of all sorts. So I was great and increased more than all that were before me in Jerusalem. Also my wisdom remained with me.
Now he's about to read the point. This is the point I really want to bring out to bring in this lesson. Go ahead.
And whatsoever mine eyes desired, I kept not from them. I withheld not my heart from any joy, for my heart rejoiced in all my labor, and this was my portion of all my labor.
Now, this is not even in the kingdom of heaven. But this was a time in Israel where Israel had peace for 40 years. There was no war in Jerusalem. Solomon had everything at his fingertips, man. He said, look, I didn't hold back from nothing. That means, look, if I saw a woman and I wanted her, you better believe I have her. If there's some gold and some silver, it's mine. You know what I'm saying? If there's a palace that I want, I can buy it, or I can just have my servant start from scratch and just build me a whole new place. I don't even need a hand-me-down. My servants, everything I need is in my place. Everything I need is here. So when the Queen of Sheba had came and visited Solomon, which there are no queens in Israel, she was a heathen, by the way. She had came across one of Solomon's servants first, because she had heard the reputation of Solomon. And when she saw Solomon's servant, she thought he was Solomon, because the servant was decked the hell out, because Solomon took care of his men. And anybody know reincarnation being in the scriptures, Solomon was Yahweh Shai. And the men under him, his servants, those men, some of those men are back here today. Most of those men are back here today. The servants of Yahweh Shai. Because we're going to be joint heirs with Yahweh Shai in the kingdom. Just as he's going to be a king and ruling, he's not going to hold back his heart's desires, neither are we, because we're going to be under him and he's going to take care of his brothers. So everything that Solomon wanted, everything that he wanted in righteousness, the Most High made it happen for him. Coming into this truth, we catch hell.
Yup.
Don't get it in your mind into thinking the reason why we catch hell is because we're created to be losers and to just deal with afflictions and go to our graves and that's it.
Not at all.
There's a bigger purpose for this, man. We're going to have our heart's desires. Just hold on. In this society, people sell out to get some of their heart's desires, but then they still end up suicidal or stressed, depressed, can't figure out why they're sad. They have everything that they thought they wanted. But when we get our riches in our kingdom, we're not going to be down in heart. We're not going to be depressed and miserable. We're not going to be bored and wonder, what can we do? We're always going to have something to do. We're always going to have places to go. We're always going to be in our prime. We're never going to be fatigued. We're never going to be, oh, I'm too tired to do this today. You're never going to feel in your mind like your mind is too foggy to concentrate. Okay? You're going to do whatever your heart desires, man. Okay? And Solomon had that same mentality. Whatever he wanted, he said, look, I didn't hold back from nothing. But in his eyes, all that shit didn't matter. It was folly because he used wisdom. Why? Because he knew he still had to die. Read that again, bro.
And whatsoever mine eyes desired, I kept not from them. I withheld not my heart from any joy, for my heart rejoiced in all my labor, and this was my portion of all my labor.
Now, Solomon was the son of David. Touch Psalms 21 and 1. Take it to 3. 21, 1 through 3. Father like son, so they say.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 21, verse 1. To the chief musician, a psalm of David, the king shall joy in thy strength, O
and
Lord.
When it says the Psalm of David, That's basically saying the song or the melody of David. David was playing the harp. So when you're reading these scriptures, just because they don't rhyme like music does today, in today's lyrics, you got to rhyme your words. That wasn't necessarily so back then. David would be playing the harp, and he would be singing these words to the Most High, and he would have somebody, as you would call, what do you call that? What do you call that? Like a person who's like publishing the words?
A writer?
Not an orator, but like a...
She's publishing the words and stringing the notes.
Well, you'll get the point. Like somebody's basically writing down what he's saying.
Yeah.
So the Psalm of David, this was a song that David was playing. Brothers are, highly into music. We Israelites, man, we're musical people. But the music today, the Most High ain't listening to that right now. The real music is coming out of these scriptures. All right, so start over here.
To the chief musician, a psalm of David. The king shall joy in thy strength, O Lord, and in thy salvation, how greatly shall he rejoice. Thou hast given him his heart's desire, and hast not withholden the request of his lips. Selah.
And we're hoping to be in the house of David. See, right now, the Lord is still angry with us. So we're catching hell, and you might ask for things, and the Lord may withhold it, and he may not give it to you right away at least. But you better believe everything that you ask for, the Lord didn't forget about what you asked for. Right now, you got to wait on it, because, see, we're still going through our punishment. And when the Lord gets to the point of, okay, now I'm going to forgive you, I'm going to accept you again, in the kingdom, even before that, we're going to have our heart's desires, but more so in the kingdom. Whatever you want, the Most High got you. If you want 10,000 wives, man, okay, you're going to have 10,000 wives. If you want 10 wives, you're going to have 10 wives. If you want to have 10 palaces, 20, 30, 50 palaces, if you want to have a planet all to yourself just for you to build your family on, because the scriptures tell you that in the Father's house is many mansions. That's going into them different planets. So each of those mansions is going to the different planets that brothers are going to have access to. So there's nothing that's going to be withheld from you when Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai gives us the kingdom. But right now we're waiting, and it seems like us waiting, it doesn't feel too good all the time. Really, it doesn't feel good at all to have to wait and then to see, no good assholes around you to be thriving or to be doing.
Heathens and two-thirds.
Yeah, heathens and two-thirds doing better, or at least so it seems to the eye based off of appearance. And here you are doing the right thing, and you're going through afflictions. You're catching hell, you're going through car issues, you're going through woman issues, you're going through issues at work. Okay, you're trying to figure out how this bill or that bill is going to get paid. But all that comes with the territory of being in this truth. The Most High puts the fire under your ass to see what you're going to do. Are you going to melt like wax? Or are you going to be like iron? Okay, go ahead.
Thou hast given his heart's desire, and hast not withholden the request of his lips. See, for thou preventest him with the blessings of goodness. Thou settest a crown of pure gold on his head.
A crown of pure gold. Okay? Now you got celebrities, they'll buy a gold ring with diamonds and things in it, spend like $50,000 on it. Just for a small ass tiny ring. We're talking about a crown that goes around your whole head of pure gold. Diamonds really don't even have that much value as people put on it today. You have planets. Esau spotted a planet that was, I forget how many times bigger than the sun, and it's, I think, like 70% diamonds. But here in this society, you got Jake going crazy over some diamonds, women going crazy over diamonds, because Esau has pretty much raped the land of all its resources. So Esau has all these different things put up, and he's putting high-ass price tags on it because he makes them rare, because you got to go through him to get it. There's really nothing rare about a diamond, okay? But the fact that we are also going to have crowns of pure gold on our head. Pure gold, solid gold. Diamonds encrusted in them and everything, man. I'm talking about a crown. You can probably lift weights with that bad boy right now, man. Get your arms right. You know what I'm saying? The Most High throw it at you now. You might not be able to lift it. Because remember, we're going to have spiritual bodies. Who's to say how heavy these crowns are? These crowns may be so heavy today that we're going to receive, not speaking of this crown, but the crown that we're going to receive, those bad boys might be so heavy that if Yahweh Shai gave you that crown now, you might break your neck. Who's to say, man? Because we in these little mortal bodies. We're very small and minuscule to the power we're going to have in our new bodies, all right? So that's something to keep in mind. We're going to be crowned, and we're going to have our heart's desires. Touch on Psalms 37, start at 4.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 37, verse 4. Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the heart's he shall give thee the desires of thine heart.
So if you got a request, the Lord can make that happen. But because you don't have patience, your way of going about it is, okay, I'll just go to Satan. Because if I go to Satan, I can request something and it seems to come a little faster. You can get everything from the Lord and win, but you want to go through Satan and get a little taste of it just to get crumbled at the end, man. Satan will bend you over. Satan will have you doing wicked sacrifice. Everything comes with sacrifices. Just like when you serve the Lord, it comes with sacrifice. When you serve the devil, you got to make sacrifices, man. But the Lord, he's not going to sacrifice you in the sense of he wants to see you get popped. That's a no-no. He don't want to sacrifice you to the point you got to give your wife up to another man and have another man pop it. He ain't going to sacrifice you up to the point where you got to give your son over to Satan for a human sacrifice. Okay? That's what the devil does, though. And our people will go to the devil to get certain goods, and they'll really sacrifice their child to the devil, man. Human sacrifices. That shit really happens. The elites will put a hit out. After the hit is done, that celebrity receives a check. Hey, they'll put it in secret. The such and such has been done. Congratulations. You got $10 million in the bank. But they daughter or whoever had to get killed in a car wreck or a house fire or whatever the case.
That's how numerous celebrities.
Yeah.
If a lot of y'all brothers check, if you go through the rate of anybody that's worthwhile or in who the world considers worthwhile or in the media right now, check their background, see what happened if they ain't had what you would call a tragedy or a severe loss in their family before they got to where they're at now.
That's real. They even have something called, I think, the 27 Club, which is a lot of celebrities themselves who have died at the age of 27. And the age of 27 makes me think of the number 9, being the number of judgment. Esau take a lot of celebrities out at different numbers because it goes to their rituals, man. So once they get tired of them, it's like, hey, we just get rid of you, man. We can't use you no more. And you know too much to keep you around, so we got to take you out, man. You've already shown in the past that you're liable to talk. So we're just going to have to get rid of you. They ain't people who play fair, man. They don't give a damn. They'll use you up and throw you in the trash can like a used up rubber, man. They won't even think twice to look back. Okay? Go ahead.
Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Commit thy way unto the Lord.
Think about the desires of your heart. And you telling me the Lord can't do that for you, man? But that's how Jake think. Oh, well, the Lord, he ain't gonna do that. I gotta get this money this way or that way. Praying to God ain't been working. Because you ain't doing what the Lord asking you. You're going about things the wrong way, then you want to go to the Lord and ask for favors, man. He's like, what the hell do I look like, man? You ain't even doing what I want. But then you're gonna come to me when you want favors. Would you want somebody doing that to you? The answer's no. Come on, man. So the Lord can give us the desires of our heart. But that comes with what? Action, working it. And doing what you're supposed to do as his women. He put his women on the street, you know what I'm saying? To bring in his other wives. All right? Hey, go out there and wake up my wives and bring them back to me. All right? And we doing that, he gonna give us our desires too, just like a husband with his wife. When a wife does good to her husband, he be buying her stuff, man, doing nice things for her to show her, hey, I appreciate you. It's not even the fact I have to, it's the fact I want to. Go ahead.
Commit thy way unto the Lord. Trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass.
And don't trust in the devil. That's what the devil does. He'll have you thinking, see, when you watch TV and you see all these celebrities, you know in your mind and your spirit, they're doing all these things through wickedness. And it puts it in your mind, see, if you're wicked, look where you can be too. But people leave out, hey man, the Lord can do these things for you. You don't gotta go to Satan and be a homosexual or a whore all the time to get a place in this world. It's just right now we are in slavery. Just wait. Just wait right now. We are in trouble. You're trying to be rewarded when the Heavenly Father is still pissed off at us. Why would somebody say, hey son or hey daughter, go to your room, you in trouble, you grounded. But then as they in the room, here I am, I'm bringing them brand new toys. Here's a toy for you while you're on punishment.
Don't make sense.
It don't make sense. You know, the Lord will do a little, but he ain't trying to put you in a position where you're totally comfortable, because right now we're still in timeout, but we're getting out of it. And our desires, he remembers everything. He knows what you like, man. Whatever woman you like, he knows. He customized you. He made you. Whatever woman you think you like, the Lord knows more what you want. He's going to pass your expectations on the women you get.
They heard of pimp my ride. You ain't heard of pimp my bride yet.
Yeah, pimp my, hey, that's right. And we ain't talking about actual pimping. Okay, we talking about an upgrade. Right? And all you women, you might be insecure right now. You might feel in your spirit that you're not beautiful. The Lord's going to upgrade you too. All the Israelite women going to look good in the kingdom. Right? Let's touch on, let's go to the Apocrypha. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and 15. And we'll run that through 16.
You said 5 and 15?
Yeah. It's beautiful, man. We got everything to look forward to. This ain't it. We live in a world where you don't know if you're promised tomorrow. You have people who are atheists, right? And they think this is it. That is a depressing mentality to think, okay, after this is it. This ain't it, man. Okay? I think even in science, I think it's quantum physics that tells you you can't destroy energy. Energy's transferred. The spirit is energy. You can't destroy the spirit. So this can't be it.
Go.
Okay, go ahead.
This is the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 15. But the righteous live forevermore. Their reward also is with the Lord.
Our reward is with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. We're not going to Esau to sell out. We got a prize coming. You know what I'm saying? The Lord ain't no corny man. He ain't going to have us in the kingdom with halos, drinking cranberry juice with a corny Edomite swag, man. We're going to be decked the fuck out in the kingdom. Okay? Matter of fact, I'm jumping too fast. We'll finish that. Keep going.
But the righteous live forevermore. Their reward also is with the Lord, and the care of them is with the Most High.
The Lord takes care of us. He's the one that watches our back. So while you're looking at us like, what are those guys doing? You don't matter. You're not the one giving us our reward. The Heavenly Father is looking down upon us, and he's like, oh man, I'm about to fix him up real nice.
Oh yeah.
If he hold on, which he already knows who's going to hold on. But you know, for our understanding, you know, hey, if he holds on, I'm going to suit him up real nice. I got something real nice for this man. I got planets. I got everything already ready. Yahweh Shai said, I go and prepare a place for you. Just watch. If he's been preparing a place for us all this time, you got to imagine what this place looked like. You can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't even fathom. We've only seen just a small speck of what we're going to have. Go ahead.
Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand. For with his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm shall he protect them.
Now let's go to Ezekiel 16 and 9. So our care is with the Lord. The Lord gonna take care of us. Quit thinking, being in this truth, oh, I'm catching hell. Man, another damn Babylon. Man, we almost out of here, man. You gotta have confidence and know that shit. Yeah, we catching hell, so fucking what, man? We are winning. I say it all the time, the game's rigged. If you're the elect, you already won the game. Just shut up and hold on. Enjoy the ride. It gets bumpy, it sucks, yeah. But you already won. Just wait for the show to end so you can receive the prize. Just do what you meant to do.
And there it is. That simple.
Yeah, it's that simple. Go ahead.
17 and 9, right?
Ezekiel
17.
13, I think,
11.
and 11. Or 9.
Yes, so it's 13 and 9, not
I
17.
believe it's 13.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 13, verse 9. And mine hand shall be upon the prophets.
Okay, it's 16 and 9, sorry.
I thought it was 17, but I heard it was my fault. Book of Ezekiel, chapter 16, verse 9. Then washed I thee with water. Yea, I thoroughly washed away thy blood from thee, and I anointed thee with oil. I clothed thee also with broidered work, and shod thee with badgers' skin, and girded thee about with fine linen, and I covered thee with silk. I decked thee also with ornaments, and put bracelets upon thy hands, and a chain on thy neck.
So when you think about the Israelites, don't let people tell you, man, it was a bunch of corny-ass Edomites, man. The prophets in the ancient world, they like jewelry. They like jewelry. The Lord decked them out, man. Okay, you might have had certain men, they might not have been so much into jewelry. So be it. But we are the royal people. When it comes to being decked out, when it comes to liking nice things, that's our spirit. Jake will even say, we kings and queens, which really ain't no queens in Israel because a queen is a whore. Which goes back to the word Quean, which is the original term for queen. And the modern day queen, in order to be a queen that these women are talking about, you need a king in his stead first that you're to get married to for you to become queen. You don't become a queen because you decided I'm a queen. You gotta marry a monarch. Okay? Go ahead.
I decked thee also with ornaments.
You ever heard Jake saying their music, I'm decked out? Talking about their
Oh,
jewelry
they
and
do
stuff.
that all the time.
That's Jake talk, man.
Yep.
That's the Most High right there. That's how you know the Most High Jake. We Jake, man. He decked us out, man. That boy shining, he decked out. That's Israelite 101. That's our terminology, all right? And that word, thinking about it today, there's things that we say today, it's in our spirit. Like there's a scripture that says, when the grinding ceases, Jake will be out here saying, I'm on the grind. In the scriptures, grinding is referring to working. Jake out here, when they say they on the grind, that means they hustling. They working, trying to get their money right. Okay? We the Israelites, man. You can't fight that. Go ahead.
I decked thee also with ornaments, and put bracelets upon thy hands, and a chain on thy neck. And I put a jewel on thy forehead, and earrings in thine ears, and a beautiful crown upon thine head.
So our people were decked out, but see, we fell away from the Heavenly Father. And he brought us down. But you got to imagine having all these different diamonds, ornaments, different crowns, different type of apparel that you can change into, wearing new stuff all the time. Okay? Hell, when we was going through Egypt, although our people still complained and bickered, the Most High had us in that desert. Our shoes wouldn't even get dirty, man. Here it is, we in the wilderness. The Most High kept our shoes clean. And you still got Jake complaining and bickering about, I want to go back to this and go back to that. What's going on? We're catching hell.
Like always.
Yeah.
Stiff necks, hard hitting.
Yep.
Can't tell them nothing.
And really, what people don't understand, the reason why, not to get off subject, but the reason why those Jake went into the wilderness is because the Most High was purging out the niggas he hated. That was the purging process. Okay? But anyway, so our people are going to be decked out in the kingdom again, just like in the ancient world when we were in our power. Let's touch on 1 Corinthians 2 and 9 and take it through probably 10 or 11.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 2, verse 9. But as it is written, I have not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which God hath prepared for them that love him.
That means no matter how great your imagination is, you know, brothers might like to watch cartoons, or brothers might have a young spirit at heart, and they have a vivid imagination. Whatever you can think of, you're not really going to touch the surface on the things we're going to receive in the kingdom. That's how far out, like a hippie, the kingdom is going to be, man. It's going to be far out to where our words really don't even do it justice. It really belittles the real glory that we're going to receive. Our words are not good enough. We can't justify to you how great and marvelous the kingdom is going to be. We can't. All we can do is try to speculate, and we don't come close. Okay, and that's Paul telling you that. Okay, go ahead. And Paul actually died for a little bit and saw the kingdom. Okay, and he's telling you, look, I can't even explain to you what I just saw, man. They're like words can't even put it in words. Okay, go ahead.
But as it is written, I have not seen nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which God hath prepared for them that love him.
And that means even to this day, no man has really came close in his thoughts to what we're going to receive. The things that we talk about, the Most High up there like, that's it? You think that's all I'm going to do? And then you might say something else, and he up there thinking like, you have no idea. You have no idea what I'm about to give y'all. You know, and here we are, we bigger, and we catch our attitudes, and we get tired of dealing with people. For what? Because we're in the flesh. That's why. But the goal is the whole universe and immortality. Okay? We got it. And the word patience means to suffer.
Yep.
That's why when you go to a hospital and you have to wait, you're considered a patient. You might be waiting with a broken leg and you in pain. You got to be a patient, which means you're suffering.
And it says that in the scripture. This is the patience and the faith of the saints.
That's right. And the saints are Israelites. Okay? Go ahead, bro.
Next verse.
Yeah.
Verse 10. But God hath revealed them unto us by his Spirit, for the Spirit searcheth all things, yea, the deep things of God.
So he reveals things to us. So when we tell you the kingdom of heaven is going to be different planets, we're going to have a universe, we're going to see colors we ain't never seen. How do we have these thought patterns? Because the Most High, through our faith in us being out here, he feeds us things. He gives us ideas. But even with that, we come short. Okay? All we can do is just tell you just brief little insights on what you're going to receive in the kingdom. Okay? Go ahead.
For what man knoweth the things of a man, save the spirit of man which is in him? Even so, the things of God knoweth no man, but the Spirit of God.
That's right. And we have the Spirit of the Most High, so we have an idea of what's in the kingdom. Okay? Let's touch on Psalm 16 and 11. So men, they're not friends of the Most High, so they don't know the ways of the Most High. They don't know what to expect. They don't have any hope or things to look forward to like that. We do, because we're doing his will. And when you do his will, you're actually considered a friend. And when you go into that word friend, it's brother, right? We're brothers of Yahweh Shai, which will make the Heavenly Father our Father again through the adoption because we fell away. Go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 16, verse 11. Thou wilt shew me the path of life. In thy presence is fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore.
So in the kingdom, we're going to have everything our heart can imagine. Right now, you might be kind of poor, you might be struggling, but the whole world is going to be given to you. Everything is going to be given to you. Everything that your heart can desire, everything that you can imagine, the Lord already knew that. He already had it ready for you because he made you. If you're the type of guy you like certain type of cars, he already knows what kind of chariot you're going to like, man. Based off your personality, the kind of woman you like, he already knows. If you like a woman, her legs got to look like this, her hands got to be kind of shaped like that, she has to have a nose or eyes like that, her feet have to be like this. Or, he already knows, man. It's waiting. Just hold on. Just endure. Especially now seeing that we're at the end. Okay, it's not like we got 20 years left. You go back to the time of Noah, he was prophesying over 100 years building that ark.
That's right.
By himself. Looking crazy, man. Imagine that. And then to know, even with that happening, the kingdom of heaven wasn't even nowhere close. He had to die and come back, all these incarnations before now, which we're here, now is finally the time of the kingdom of heaven. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Like, imagine the Most High putting you in a situation. You got to build an ark for over 100 years, and he told you, the kingdom of heaven ain't yet, though. You still got to die and come back a whole lot. But this is just for now. And you still thinking, damn, the kingdom of heaven ain't even, you know how depressing that. He didn't tell us those secrets in those days, man, we would have been
Yeah,
depressed.
Oh,
Exactly. Like,
Darkness.
oh, yeah, for real. That would have been depressing.
They
So
have
he
to go
didn't
back.
tell us that we had to keep dying and coming back. But we're here now. We're finally in that generation where the kingdom of heaven is right there, man. Finally.
And out of that, death is not the sad thing. The coming back and the returning to
having
the
to
bullshit
restart
is
all over
the sad
again.
thing.
You gotta restart. You gotta go through the wag, gaga, goo goo process. You gotta relearn all this madness all over again. I mean, it's nonsense to think we're not at the end, because if we're not at the end, that means we gotta die and come back again. Hell no, man. Hell no. Go ahead. Hell no. We are not in the time to be thinking, wow, well, there could be another 300-400 years before the Lord returns. You bugged out. The Lord could be returning within the next year or two, man.
They better be looking at just the principle, genuine. Other countries are laughing at Babylon right now. From Australia, China, Russia, they're looking. They said this place is an exact. Well, first off, the streets and the things that are going on are the exact reflection of what this country is right now.
And you got potholes everywhere. Another pothole popped up in my neighborhood. My lady, she was like, damn, there goes another hole in the ground. Because this place is falling. So like the brother said, you got all these different nations laughing this place is scoring, because really America's becoming the joke of the world. At one time, it was the peak. It was looked at as this place of glory. You can go there to, you know, follow your dreams. Women can come here and receive their freedom, so to speak. It's all made up madness, because you come here and then you realize, shit, it's worse here than in my country. I thought this was the land of the free. No, it's the land of the free labor. You got to get your ass and work here like anywhere else. You're going to have taxes took out like anywhere else. You got a crooked police system. You got a crooked judicial system. You got a crooked educational system. Everything is about spending money. You get a car, you got to spend money on it to keep it running. You got to keep spending money on bills. Everything in this society is just to keep you stressed. It's to take your mind away from the Lord. But the Heavenly Father gives His men the Spirit to just make it just enough to have the Spirit to do what we're doing.
Yeah.
Because the scriptures, matter of fact, now that I said that, touch on Daniel 7:25. Like, brothers is tired, but the Heavenly Father gives us the Spirit to keep going. You know? Brothers is tired of being here. You got one little chariot right there. Right there. Store.
Okay, actually,
That's a chariot. Now, if you look around, you don't see no other stars. That's a chariot for sure.
watching us do the work.
And the sky is so polluted, you don't even see stars anymore. Most of the time, you're looking at chariots, and these people think they're seeing stars. Go ahead, bro.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
And that's what Esau's doing. Trying to keep us so oppressed to where we just so worn out, we can't even serve our Lord. You got Israelites in this world, man, they constantly working overtime. Like, damn, man, you was a zombie. You have become a slave to your own lifestyle. You don't even have time to enjoy your money. But when it comes to us, our whole life isn't revolved around working for Esau, clocking in for work, being a slave. We have a bigger purpose, okay? We're worn out. We understand there has to be more to life than this, okay? So Esau's doing his hardest to wear us out, but we got the kingdom coming at the end of the day, all right? You can read that again if you want, or you can just get 2nd Ezra 7, either way.
7 what?
7:1.
7:1.
Yeah.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 7, verse 1. I was on the wrong page.
It's all good.
And when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel which had been sent unto me the night before, and said unto me, Up, Ezra, hear the words that I come to tell thee. And I said, Speak on, my God. Then said he unto me, The sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great, but put the case, the entrance, were narrow and like a river.
So this account, you have Ezra speaking to an angel. Okay, and the angel is basically going to explain to him that in order to receive the kingdom of heaven, you got to go through afflictions. Okay, go ahead.
Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad? There is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall.
So there's a lot of things in this truth that can have you fall out. There's a lot of dangers that we have to be aware of on our journey to the kingdom of heaven. Okay? My first page, I named it The Lonely Path to Salvation, because ultimately you're in this truth alone on that path to salvation. Even if you're around brothers, ultimately you're still alone, because you might be around brothers, but those brothers may not be of the elect, or you may not be of the elect. It's about, having your spirit under obedience, under Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua as much as possible, because we're surrounded by a bunch of spiritual dangers ready to yank us off of this path that we're on.
Every day.
Constantly. Just like her right there, she got some nice ass legs. I bet you she got a thing.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left hand a deep water, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once.
Yeah, we went into this before recently. Go ahead.
If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance?
So how are you going to receive the inheritance of the kingdom of heaven, but you ain't going through nothing? You ain't catching hell. So who are you in this truth to just have this simple life, and then when Yahweh Shai returns, and we all sitting at this giant table giving our testimony, and then when it's your turn to talk, you say, well, I don't know, it's kind of easy for me. They're going to look at you like, this is the elect right here? This guy just talked about he had to go through this and that and be a martyr. This guy said he had to endure this and that until the chariots came. This guy said he had to, and then this guy just said it was pretty easy. That's not how it goes, man. In this truth, you catch hell. It's a part of the testimony. Ultimately, it's just a part of your story. It's a part of your legacy, that's all. And it's going to follow you. So really, your story is not in vain. The hell that you catch is not in vain. It's going to be added to the scriptures in the kingdom.
Yep.
Right? Go ahead.
And I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so is Israel's portion. Because of their sakes I made the world.
So this whole world was only made because of us. If we didn't exist, the world wouldn't exist, just as if the man didn't exist, the woman wouldn't exist. Okay? Go ahead.
Because for their sakes I made the world. And when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done.
So it was meant for Adam to go off. It was the Lord's will. Okay, we would have had the kingdom, but because Adam went off by following his wife, now, the kingdom of heaven has been set on delay. Now we're going through class to learn why wickedness should not be in dominion and why righteousness should be exalted over wickedness, why there should be order, why this should be like this, why that shouldn't be like this. Okay, go ahead.
Then were the entrances of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail. They are but few and evil, full of perils and verily painful.
There you go, man. That's where we are right now. Times are hard to bear. We understand there's a lot of death and evil happening in the world. But that's just how it's set up right now. But we're coming to the end of this world. That's the relief. So let's touch on Psalms 145 and 11.
This is the book of Psalms.
Well, the point's in 13. Let's get 13 for the sake of time.
113?
No, just verse 13.
All right, 145 and 13.
Yeah.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 145, verse 13. Thy kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and thy dominion endureth throughout all generations.
So we're going to have an everlasting kingdom, which means once we're placed in the kingdom, it's never going to come to an end. 200 trillion light years away from now, we're still going to be in our prime. We're still going to be ruling. All right, we're still going to be out here presenting this word to you. Okay? We're not presenting this word to you. We're still going to be ruling this world. We're not going to be presenting this word to you anymore. In that day, the word is going to be within us. It's going to be written in our minds. So we're not going to need to prophesy no more. But we are going to have to judge these other nations. We will present them the law. We will present them the way to walk according to the scripture. All right? Go ahead.
Thy kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and thy dominion endureth throughout all generations. The Lord upholdeth all that fall and raiseth up all those that be bowed down.
And the house of David, which has fallen, is being risen up again. And it's going to stand forever this time. Let's go to the Apocrypha. Touch on Sirach 18 and verse 9 through 10. Going into that everlasting kingdom, which means what? An eternity. Okay?
Chapter 18,
Yeah,
9
verse
10.
9. Yeah.
That's the book of Sirach, chapter 18, verse 9. The number of a man's days at the most are 100 years.
So in this time, you know, somebody might live to be 100 years at most. That's pathetic, man. That is a very, very short life. The fact that a man be in his 20s, 30s, 40s with back problems, leg problems, that's a problem. That is a stone cold problem. To die at 100 is a fucking problem. That's how much sin has come into this world.
That's how long it took Noah to build the ark.
Man, exactly. Imagine that. You know, instead of living a full life, which would be 1,000 years, men are dying at the age of 60, 70, 80, at most 100 years. Go ahead.
As a drop of water unto the sea.
Imagine this. This is one of my favorite scriptures because it's so heavy and it puts it in perspective how eternity literally is an eternity, man. There is no end to it. Go ahead.
As a drop of water unto the sea, and a gravel stone in comparison of the sand. So are 1,000 years to the days of eternity.
So imagine 1,000 years, okay, to an eternity. One raindrop going into the ocean would be just 1,000 years. How many raindrops would it take to create an ocean anyway? But just one raindrop is 1,000 years. So if we're talking about an eternity, and 1,000 years has gone by, we're gonna look at each other like 1,000 years. What's that even mean? We young. I don't even feel like time's even went nowhere because we're just gonna exist. We're just gonna be here.
I feel like running a race right now.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna be racing each other. We're gonna have fun, and we're gonna be flying. Hey, bro, you want to race? Meet me on the planet, whatever.
That's the other thing I wanted
We're
to
gonna
talk
have fun,
about.
man.
That's the other thing I wanted to talk about. If y'all so-called, even with them dumbass, the so-called atheists and their thinking thing, why, if this is it, do you just think, why are all these other solar systems, universes, and galaxies able to be seen through science, even though some of it, you know,
Yeah.
why in the world would it be seen, and why would it be there if it wasn't made and put there by the Most High for a reason?
Exactly. And to this day, Esau's trying to find ways to enjoy those things. It wasn't meant for him. Job 9 and 24 specified that the world was given to the devil, not the universe. The universe is going to be given to Israel. The dominion, everything under the heavens, is going to be given to Israel. Esau was only given this world and parts of it for a short time. There's parts of the earth Esau can't even get to this day. And it's his world. Okay? And they still got to work in their world. That's crazy. You mean to tell me this is my time and I got to work? If I was an Edomite, I'd be mad at all niggas right now, too. Go ahead.
Let me grab Job 9:24. Come on.
That's cool.
This is the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
So yeah, Esau, he's ruling the earth right now. But our kingdom is going to be the kingdom to come, which means this kingdom has to be brought down. Let's touch on Sirach 1 and 2 to go back into that eternity. But this kingdom has to be brought down, okay? The scriptures tell you, and since I'm bringing it up, we're going to get this too, but it goes into how we're going to pretty much snatch this kingdom from Esau, man. All right? And we're going to rule forever and ever. Go ahead.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 2.
1 verse 2.
1 verse. Chapter 1, verse 2. Who can number the sand of the sea and the drops of rain and the days of eternity? Who can find out the height of heaven and the breadth of the earth and the deep of wisdom? Wisdom hath been created before all things, and the understanding of prudence from everlasting.
And that's the importance of wisdom. Everything that you're looking at, it took the wisdom of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai and the rest of the men who were with him at the very beginning. It took wisdom. In order for you to get a woman, you got to use wisdom. When you're doing a job, to perform your job, you got to have wisdom. When you're driving, you got to use wisdom, because you got a lot of assholes out here who don't pay attention. You can always be a step away from a car wreck. Everything is about wisdom, okay? Everything starts with this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, okay? So who can number a grain of sand? I forgot to mention that too. 1,000 years is also compared to 1 grain of sand. Imagine being in the middle of Egyptian desert, surrounded by sand, and you pick up 1 grain of sand. That 1 grain of sand represents 1,000 years to an eternity. Imagine as a person, you just going individually picking up grains of sand till they're all picked up. You ain't gonna never come to an end, ever. Ever, 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 ever. But on top of that, each one of those represents 1,000 years, not a year. You know what I'm saying? That's how deep you gotta really think when it comes to eternity. Some people think of eternity like, yeah, forever. Yeah, that is a long time. No, you don't really consider what the hell that means. You don't understand what that really means, man. From this point on, we're always gonna exist. We might have to die, some of us, but most of us, we don't have to no more. We done paid our dues, we done been killed off and martyred in our past lives far too many times, man. All the 12 except for 1, they were all martyred. All right? Yahweh Shai was a martyr. Many great men were martyrs, and those men are back here today. And all those men are not going to taste death again. So when the time comes that we reign and we rule, okay, we're not going to be brought down from that. Okay? Read that again, brother. We'll move forward. Just 2.
Who can number the sand of the sea and the drops of rain and the days of eternity?
Jeremiah 16 and verse 16. So before we get to that point, currently we're out here for the elect, man, because the kingdom of heaven is at hand. But right before Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai gives us the kingdom, gives us the authority, danger has to be set forth in this place. A lot of death has to come. And the men who are out here teaching, one day you're going to see those same men in different bodies. They're going to have spiritual bodies, and they're going to go around killing people and taking this kingdom from Esau. Go ahead.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt.
So right now we fishing. We can't get caught. But the time's gonna come where when the new heaven comes down from the sky, which means when we come down from the chariots, we're gonna have swords or whatever weapons we have. All brothers ain't just gonna be carrying the same damn sword, man. There's different weapons we gonna have. I mean, come on. Some guys, they think like very minuscule in this truth. Like when the Most High gives us our power, we're just gonna have a sword and maybe one weapon of choice or something. Man, the Most High is gonna give us the kingdom. If he gave Esau all these different toys, what kind of weapons are we gonna have, man? Being his people. So when we come down from them chariots and we start hunting, we might have battle axes like Thor. We might have swords made out of electricity or fire or straight up ice.
Thundercats.
Yeah.
Be able to rain down fire and brimstone, because
Yeah.
he gave us that spiritual power.
Absolutely, man. So right now, we just gotta wait. But we're about to take this kingdom though. So now that he read that, let's jump into the book of Daniel. I believe it's 7. 18.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom.
When they become hunters. When we become hunters, we're going to take this kingdom. We're going to seek out you Edomites, wherever you may be hiding, and the elites of you. We're going to preserve your life and throw you headfirst into slavery. And then we're going to bunch you up, okay? And the scriptures tell you this. We're going to round you up, and you're going to dig a pit for all the dead bodies with your hands. Go ahead.
But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
Jump to 21.
Verse 21.
And it said forever and ever goes into eternity, man. When we get the kingdom, it's for an eternity. Ain't going to be no overthrow.
That's
Go ahead.
I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them, until the Ancient of Days came and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High.
And the Ancient of Days represents Yahweh. We'll take it through 23. We'll bring out a couple more and we're going to wrap it up.
And the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom.
And the time is going to come where we're going to possess the kingdom, which means it's going to be in our possession. If something's in your possession, that means you own it. Okay? Go ahead.
Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it into pieces.
Jump back a verse and then read into that again. I'm sorry.
So,
Because that's going into some deep scriptures.
okay, so 22.
Yeah.
Until the Ancient of Days came and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom.
Keep going.
Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth.
And that's going into the pagan Roman Empire. Okay, now that's going into the deeper parts of the scriptures, man. All right, the fourth beast goes into the pagan Roman Empire. Go ahead.
Which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces.
Yep, that's right. And now, when you look at something known as NATO, that's actually the Roman Empire coming back in the reincarnation. And NATO's also going to be one of those, one of the situations that are going to be a casualty for Babylon, because they're going to turn against America and be a part of the missiles being shot off over here. Okay, go ahead.
And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall rise after them, and it shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings.
All right, so that's going into something else. So let's jump to Psalm 60 and 10 to stay on topic, because we had just got into how the saints are going to take the kingdom once we become hunters. And then once we take the kingdom from you devils, this is what you're going to do.
That's right.
Go ahead.
It's a lot. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 60, verse 10.
Through 14.
Hit 14?
10 through 14.
And it goes to 12.
Goes to 12?
Yep.
I'll read those two and see what it says.
Wilt not thou, O God, which had cast us off, and thou, O God, which didst not go out.
That's Psalm 60 and 10?
60, 60 and 10.
Huh. I'm trying to think. What's that scripture? It's all good. Go to Deuteronomy 11 and 21. I'm going to have to find that.
11 and 21?
Yeah.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 11, verse 21. That our days may be multiplied, and the days of your children in the land, which the Lord sware unto your fathers to give them, as the days of heaven upon earth.
So the kingdom of heaven is going to be here on earth. And I just found that scripture. It was actually Isaiah 60 and 10. And then we'll close it out. Read from 10 to 14. So the kingdom of heaven is going to be here on earth. The saints are going to take the kingdom, which means what? The kingdom currently is a kingdom of Esau, which is on earth. So if we take it from Esau and it's ours, that means this earth, the kingdom, is going to be here. We're going to have dominion on this earth. The kingdom of heaven is not some floating place in the sky, okay, where you're just walking on clouds. Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 10. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls.
So when we take the kingdom, we're going to have you heathens build up our kingdom like we built yours up. It's only fair. Go ahead.
Yep. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor I have had mercy on thee.
And we're going to have the elite serving us, man. The so-called Illuminati, they're going to be serving us. But really, when it comes to the elites, the Rothschilds, the Oppenheimers, you know, men that high, those are Yahweh Shai slaves, first dibs, man. Okay? Off top, you know those are going to Yahweh Shai. He got to deal with them in front. Okay? And I'm hoping he give me some of them, because I'm trying to get my hands on them. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Therefore, thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night.
We're always going to receive gifts. There's not going to be a time where we shut our gates, except for the Sabbath, of course. But it's going to be open continually, showing that, look, if a gate's open, that means you ain't worried about security. We ain't worried about being overthrown. We ain't got to worry about looking over our shoulder and all this other stuff, because we going to have the power. We're going to have spiritual bodies. And we're going to be surrounded by people, average, everyday people like what we are right now. Imagine as a person, you're looking at an entity in a spiritual body much taller than you, has the power to disappear, reappear, drives a so-called UFO, has power to multiply himself, has multiplied to shrink himself to the size of an ant, make himself appear as a tall building, and you're just a person just watching this. Why would that entity need to watch their back? But guess what? The chariots are still going to be watching our back. And it's not even the fact that we need the security, but that just shows you we are not going to be fucked with in the kingdom. We're going to be talking about just total, perfect, flawless, unfuckwittable. You're not going to have any chance to get a lick on us, man. You can't even creep up on us if we sleeping, if we decide to sleep and think you're going to get some slick shit on us, man. We're going to know your thoughts. We're going to plague your thoughts. We can make you do things that you don't even want to do. We can make you jump off a cliff just by putting it in your dots, man. Why am I moving? I can't stop moving. Please, sir, stop making me walk. Like, we're going to do things to you devils you can't fathom. But that's our kingdom. It's your turn for a short time. Go ahead.
They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish.
Now imagine that. You're going to have arrogant heathens, because it has to be fun. Imagine being in the kingdom and like all the heathens are just like in servitude to you. That would be boring. So the Most High is like, look, hey, y'all take it easy, man. The Most High is going to be like, look, I'm gonna let y'all kick some ass. I'm going to put the spirit on them to be rebellious, because if they were just good all the time, what would be the point of having an iron rod and all these different weapons and you can't even use them because all your damn slaves are just so perfect? There'd be no need. Well, you can still just be an asshole. Your slaves be good to you, and just because of all the wickedness they done to us on this side, and you can still put them to death because they're your slaves. But it's not going to be as fun as a heathen trying to buck up to you and saying, I don't need to serve you. I don't care about the God of the Israelites. I'll do. And you know Esau and his little arrogant attitude, he going to be speaking as a caveman. He going to be grunting. I don't have to serve God. He going to be proud and everything. So that's just to add to the fun, to kick some ass. Why wouldn't they serve us? It's because the spirit's going to be put on them to not serve us at times, to add to the drama. Go ahead.
For the nation and the kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted.
What does that mean? If you don't serve the God of the Israelites, you don't serve his people, you're going to be put to death in the kingdom of heaven. It's that simple. There's no questions about it. you insult any of us, you're gonna die a horrible death. And you're gonna die mob style. You're gonna lose your tongue, you're gonna lose a head, you might even get your skin peeled off, disrespecting or insulting our power in the kingdom. Insult one of us, you're gonna find out what true torture is. And once again, in our kingdom, Esau, okay, we ain't talking about right now. We ain't going around doing nothing right now. But when the Lord gives us that power, we gonna fuck this shit up. Lord willing, we up that number. So all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Warakakadash, Shalom.